Hello, hello. How are we doing today, everybody? Whoa, what was that? What was that sound? Oh, it's just the Xbox. All right. This is supposed to go up here. Okay. And then I think my sounds are like super ultra mega delayed. So let me just fix that really quick. BNSF, thanks for 11 months, dude. Okay, that should fix that. And let's do a couple final things here. I want to put a pinned message in the chats. Can I wait? I feel like I can hear myself and I know what it is. Hold on. That's right. Is it that? Testing. Okay, I think we're good. I think I'm good. Clayface, Reforj, what's up? There's already a hype train happening over on Twitch. What is going on, you crazy people? All right, let's get a pin message going. Okay, got that one on the Minecraft channel, pin message. And this message. All right, I think we're good. Okay. What world am I in? The Xbox like keeps you in whatever world you were in last if you didn't leave the world. All right, we're going here. And here's the deal, guys. We're going to start out today. I just want to get my feet a little wet again, refresh my brain a little bit with the building and sculpting process of Reforj. Oh, man, I don't know. I don't remember what we were doing. I think I was collecting dead wood. I wanted some more oak. Oh, no, I don't have a lot of dead wood. Well, I have an okay amount, but I need more. So I think we were collecting more dead wood for our build. But we're going to be giving some like major feedback today on Reforj, guys. Some of the biggest, but not quite the biggest feedback that I need to do. I would say it's the second biggest. I don't know, maybe third. But it's a major system nonetheless. We're going to be giving feedback on the sculpting. It's related to sculpting. Oh, hey Stampy, what's up, dude? Yeah, I'm going to get my feet wet again. Just kind of refresh my memory a little bit on building and sculpting, because I think I have some like good final feedback for you guys on it. And as I'm sure you can probably imagine, it's not really a ton. Like this system you guys have gotten down pretty good. And like you're definitely, I think, in the like fine tuning stages of this, not like major development stages. You guys are in the fine tuning stages. Clayface, 1000 bits. Let's go, Clayface. You guys are in the fine tuning stages. And you want to know one of the big things that I'm going to bring up as I oh, Miss P's here. Just so you know, Miss P informed me that I was invited by her mother to go on a little Cinco de Mayo lunch today. And I said, nope, I have to be here for you guys. I have to be here for the stream because I said I would be. And she's leaving right now. I could have had free Mexican food today, and I love going out to Mexican restaurants to eat. Chips and salsa, dude, how can you not love it? Get some queso dip. Thanks, BNSF. Appreciate you, dude. So here's my this is like a minor like, hey, like this would be nice to add thing. I wouldn't even call it major feedback. Did I already get this one? It looks empty inside. Nope, I did not. These guys like definitely want my life though. All right, we made the game's first tunneler scout farm, guys. We have a tunneler scout farm here. Look at this. The first ever in Reforj. Oh, ow. Ow. There's so many of them. Anyways. So here it is. I think I'm going to recommend a couple shapes to these guys in this document that we make today. But they really don't need a ton. They don't. They need a little bit. Oh, he hit that? That's kind of funny. Your aura is high, so more mobs. Is it? I thought it just made them more aggressive. And my aura is not. My aura got high just from killing the ones that are here. So I have a couple shapes I'm going to recommend, but here's one I want to talk about right now. Hello? Stampy, we have a problem. Yeah. What the? Oh, finally! I think he got tired. Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. Game sounds. So my major not major feedback, the thing I want to be able to do is what we're going to see in this tree right here. In terms of like additional shapes I want to add. How much does Reforj? Does the Reforj sponsorship? Cha-ching? Oh, they're not sponsoring anything, dude. You know what Reforj's sponsorship for me is? If they make a really good game, then I'll have a great time playing it. And then maybe, just maybe, I'll be able to make some really good content from it. And then that will do good for me too. That's my sponsorship. They make a good game. I make good content from the good game. All right, hold on, guys. I'll answer your things. I see you guys ask me some questions. So first, my thing I want to be able to do is what this tree had and I already destroyed. It's like the semicircle or the smaller circle block. And then I feel like that block needs to have like a connected texture type thing to it. Kind of like you see in some of the trees. I want to be able to build trees a little bit better than you can build in Minecraft. And in Minecraft, trees can look very disjointed because of how you have to build them, which is fine for Minecraft. But I think being able to do some tree-like shapes would be really cool and really nice. Hey, Minnow, what's up, dude? All right, somebody asked me a question. Wow, an alpha game has a bug? No shot. I know, dude. Isn't that crazy? I mean, I wouldn't even... That's a pretty minor bug to have. I don't have time to hang around today. Look forward to the feedback. Yeah, dude, I'll put out the document. Don't you worry, my friend. It'll be there. We're gonna probably do a couple today, and maybe a video with one of them. So I'll post it up in the proper channels. Huh? I wouldn't have thrown it away. I would have sat it down somewhere over there, maybe. Stampy's a busy guy today. That's good to hear. Let's check your XDMs when you get a chance related to sculpting. Oh, okay. Okay. So wait, somebody asked a question. What was it? What do you think about character customization in vehicles? Character customization, I think, will be one of the most important things that they need to do that they don't do today. People underestimate, I don't think they do, but I think generally people underestimate the importance of character customization. It is every bit as important as the sculpting and the train generation and everything else. It is every bit as important as those things, because if you can't relate to your character and feel like your character is some level of representation of yourself, you're not going to attach to the game. Like, that psychological attachment, I think, is really important. It's something that just happens passively. We don't realize, and we take for granted, because in a lot of games we make our character. Ow, that hurt. We make our character in games like Minecraft, and then that's it. We make the character and we're done. But it is very important. It is extremely important because it gives you that a level of additional attachment to what you're doing in the game. And I think especially if they nail third person view to where I get to see my character all the time and I feel like it's convenient to play in third person, I think that's going to be a huge thing. I really do. Also, you know, it's probably not great to talk about monetization of the game this early, but I do believe a game that has good monetization to it is a good monetization in terms of like it being very ethical, very like player centric, where the company Reforj can make money off of the game and off that monetization, but that not be the main purpose. The main purpose be to benefit the player. Character customization is going to be important for that too, because you're going to have tons of players that don't want to or know how to really fully customize their character. So Reforj can offer a service of their own where, like through a shop or something, they can go through and offer for people to be able to purchase customizations of their character, on top of allowing people to just do character customizations on their own if they want to. So both will exist. That's such a good and smart thing to do, I think. Okay, and you also asked about vehicles. I think vehicles are a big no. I don't like the idea of vehicles because they simplify stuff too much. They make traveling too, like, you don't want to make traveling a like no-brainer. Like, I don't know, like Lego Fortnite does vehicles and they do it kind of cool, to be honest, but I still don't like the vibe that it brings to the game. And I think it's something better left for modding. Your vehicles, I think, should just be parts of the world and of your own making and of your own design. Like, if you want to call a minecart a vehicle, then I'm down, right? If they want to have something similar to that, where I kind of have to like lay out the track. I guess Lego kind of does this and it's not bad. Although they don't, like, people were doing railroads in Lego. That's cool. I like that. But I don't want to just see like airplanes and car type of transportation in the game. I think that would take away from the game. I think that would be a negative. Make out of blocks and boats. Yeah, I still don't think, I don't know. Like, I think I would be, if they had an idea or somebody had a very specific idea that I could see and visualize, I'd be open to seeing it. But my gut reaction is no. I want transportation to be something you have to work for, not like I can put some carts together, some parts together to build a car, and then with that car like thing or that boat like thing, or like a speedboat, I can just zoom around everywhere super easily. I don't think I like that. The reason why I like Minecraft's method of transport is because the player has to kind of like build everything. Now, if you had a car type thing that could only go on a road and then you had to build the road and lay it out, I would be okay with something like that. Although I don't think the visual of a car is necessarily the route that I would go. I would come up with something else that's unique to them. So it doesn't have to be like minecart and rail. It could be their own representation of that. It doesn't have to be a car and a road. It can be their own Reforj way of that. Prowl, please don't replace Minecraft with Reforj. I mean, listen, dude, we're Reforged a far way off of that. I just want to play whatever game is the best game. And Reforj is a new game, so it's not the best game right now, but you know, I've been gracious enough for them to involve me in their early play testing, and they very much value my feedback among everybody else's. So for now, probably this week, I'm going to finish up doing all my feedback stuff for Reforj about the game. There's not enough in this game for me to spend 40 hours a week every week playing it. There's just not. So I want to get them my important feedback, and then probably next week I'll be back in Minecraft. I have some stuff in the guide world I want to do. I have some tutorial stuff I want to do, etc. And then I'll still probably spend time weekly in and on Reforj, but this will be probably the last week until any major updates happen that I spend exclusively inside of Reforj. A dune buggy? See, I don't know, man. I don't know. I want to see what they come up with. I would implore people that want to come up with like vehicle-esque ideas for Reforj. I would implore you to think of something that you don't really see, something not common. Think of something not earthly. What is something that would be unique? It could be maybe something based off of something like sci-fi-ish, like that you've seen in another game. But let's get away from like traditional like ground vehicles from the States, and we're from Earth, from the States. Think of something cool, like some type of like biped, like walker type thing that you get in, or something that has to run on some type of a track. I don't know. And I'm gonna fall. Bloop. Okay, guys, listen, hovercraft. But again, like that's still like very pop culture futuristic. I would say let's go further than that. Let's think outside of that box even. It's bonus points to anybody that can tell me where the heck my house is. Anybody can tell me where my house is. The world's only 4K blocks, right? That's walkable. It is. That's why I think like major transportation is not needed. But like what I would say, again, I'm just going to give the Minecraft equivalent, but I want somebody to maybe try to think up of a good thing that would be good for Reforj, is a minecart style system, but that moves faster. I think would be perfect for a game like Reforj, because 4,000 blocks is not far. And you got to think, you're never 4,000 blocks away from anything. 4,000 blocks in a straight line brings you back to the spot that you started. So really the furthest point you would ever have, the furthest distance you would ever have to travel to get to something is 2,000 blocks. And if you really want to be technical, 2,000 blocks diagonally would be the furthest distance you ever have to travel to anything. So if there's some sort of like rail minecart-esque type system that just is faster, and it has that cost of you having to literally lay out the track and build it, and then maybe even power it, right, with the aura or whatever, that type of system would be so perfect for this style game. I think it would fit really, really, really good. I don't think you don't need free traveling vehicles, because the individual worlds are not big enough to need that. But would I personally like to be able to set up some cool kind of track to be able to travel from point A to point B to point C in my world, or even be able to move things? Oh, heck yes. That'd be 100% I would. Guys, this is one of the types of like things I want to be able to do a block for in Reforj. It would be the semicircle type block where I could take like this, and I could sculpt it into a circle of its own. Not making 4 of them into a circle like you could do currently with this. I want to be able to sculpt a block into a circle, or even like a miniature square, like a smaller square. And then if I put one here, and one here, have it know that this needs a bend in it. Hey, Golden. Hoppers, long-legged vehicles. Yes, like think of something. Oh, I can think of like the perfect thing. This feels really weird. I'm not going to pull it up, but I just watched Star Wars episode 2 and 3. And in episode 3, you have General Grievous, and he runs away from Obi-Wan Kenobi in this like wheel thing that also has legs on it. It's kind of strange looking. Like, I'm thinking something, it doesn't have to look like that, but I'm thinking creative in that like direction. I feel like this game has a No Man's Sky feel to it, so they have some really cool vehicles. Well, No Man's Sky, if I'm not mistaken, is like a lot larger in terms of like the amount of space it takes up, right? Guys, please, I'm begging you, can somebody please look up my coordinates from like the last stream of where my base is? I am so lost. I don't feel like going down there to get that. Hey, Ben. How are you enjoying the game so far? Dude, I'm having a good time, man. It's such a good game. And we're putting together a lot of really good feedback for Reforj. And I'm telling you that our community here, we're going to help make this game the like most successful, amazing, fun game that you've ever seen. Quantum ripple discs glide on fluctuating gravity ripples, visual hovering translucent disc pulsing with neon. That's like some like Tron type stuff. It makes me think of. It's somewhere within 4,000 blocks. Yeah, I know, but where? I think it was negative 700 by 250 or something like that. Negative 700 by 250. Well, it's not net. Oh, 780 by 4,000. All right, 7. So really, wait. So kind of like this way. Thanks, Clayface. Negative set. Well, there is no negatives. Everything's positive. I think like one thing I would like to see too is I would like to see, and I don't follow like Create Mod that much, but I've seen like little bits and pieces of it, and I kind of understand a general concept. I would like very simple concepts from something like Create Mod to be part of what we have for like redstone components and Reforj, or just kind of like how some of them work. For example, like it'd be really cool to set up like transport networks of, again, the equivalent of Minecraft minecarts that are maybe just a little bit smarter or have a little bit more functionality to them. Because like, let's say we use some type of like rail or hovering type system-y thing in Reforj for our transportation. And then you could also use it as the transport method for items going long distances. I think that's going to be needed. You guys are familiar with how the game works with loading the world, right? Because in Reforj, you load the entire world. So on Minecraft Java Edition, you typically load things as far as render distance, right? As far as you can physically see is what's loaded. On Bedrock Edition, it's anywhere from 4 chunks to 12 chunks is how much distance is loaded. With Reforj, it's the whole world. Your amount of loaded space, unless they change that for like how their machines work, and they might. Maybe the machines won't work that way. I don't know. And maybe they don't even know yet. They might have to see like what kind of stuff people make and then what kind of performance, like taxing it, like how much it taxes the performance of the game. But as of right now, I think that's their intent. So if that's their intent, you know what we're going to really want is we're going to want methods to transport things over long distances, because we have the ability to do that. You could make factories of like you can make farming factories all over your world and then transport everything that they make to one central location. How cool would that be? I think that would be so incredibly cool. So our plan is once we get back to our house, I want to kind of finish building some of it just so I can like see if I can recall any like changes or annoyances with building that I'd like to address. When is the game set to release? It's not. This is the pre-alpha state of the game. They're so early, they haven't even developed most of the features the game's going to have. There is no estimated or expected release date. Ugh, almost slipped down. That could have hurt. Z might be closer to 3,400. Oh, wow. Okay. I'll recognize the area when I get there because we did it. We based by this huge waterfall. Think I will enjoy better than Minecraft. Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna definitely try to be like the voice of reason for a lot of people with Reforj, because I know what's going to happen. We all know it's inevitable, right? We all know it's going to happen at some point. At some point, Reforj will get well known or talked about enough or popular enough. Need a way to manufacture aura. Yeah, I mean, I imagine, Golden, that you'll be able to do that with like mob farms, because mobs give aura, and I'm sure there will be other ways to do it too. But yes, automating aura production will be very important. Anyways, what I was going to say was, at some point, the whole Minecraft versus Reforj like tribalism is going to happen, where like you're going to have people that like Reforj saying it's the best game ever. Minecraft now sucks. Everybody should leave Minecraft because Reforj is so much better. And then your people that'll say Reforj just looks like a cheap knockoff of Minecraft. Nothing will ever replace Minecraft. It's the best game that's ever been known. This Reforj game sucks. Like you're going to have those tribal camps because that always happens in gaming. So I definitely want to try to like be that midpoint in that, and say that I hope I would like to enjoy Reforj better than Minecraft just as much as I would like for Minecraft to become an even better game than it is today to make me enjoy it more. I just want good video games to play. That's what I want. If I have good video games to play, I'm a happy prowler. You need the trees circle so I can make Roman builds. Yes, but one thing that I'm going to try to be careful of when we do our feedback on sculpting, I think Minecraft Reforj can live together peacefully. Peaceful on my PC. Yeah, see, I think that's really the best case scenario for gamers, right? The best case scenario for gamers is that Reforj does really well, and tons of Minecrafters and other people love to play the game, and then Minecraft continues to do very well. And then people just like to kind of play both. Like almost everybody gets burnt out on any game that they play at some point. Tons of you guys, I'm sure, that have like loved Minecraft so much you get burnt out on it and you switch to other games. I do. I'll play Fortnite and all sorts of stuff. So it would be good if like Minecraft, the ideal situation is both games are so good that people kind of like to play both of them for different reasons and for different vibes. Where is my base? I mean, we've been here before. It might be right down here to the left if I'm lucky. And then, yeah, the two just kind of coexist together. Yeah, the waves are great. The color of the water is great too. One thing that I've said that I would love to see Reforj do is tone down the overall saturation of the world, but then you can leave some things very beautiful and saturated. Like the water is a great thing to leave a lot of saturation in, as is the sky. And to an extent, like the ground, like the grass and stuff like that. But then like every block doesn't need to match that intensity. We don't need wood and stone blocks to match the saturated intensity of other blocks. I'm gonna actually probably send a DM here in a little bit to somebody. I'm supposed to have somebody today help me out with putting together some new textures for Reforj of my own doing, not something that the 4J guys have asked me to do, so I can form good feedback on textures in the game and like actually send them, like show what I want to see them do. They can make wood less saturated and have glazed wood to make it saturated. Yeah, but I mean, we don't even need to go that far, I don't think. I think that's thinking too far ahead. Like, we don't have to like compensate for everything. It's just, the wood just doesn't need to be as saturated. That's all. Nice and simple. I want to feel like it's actual wood. And I don't feel that way right now. Dude, one jungle tree gets you in such a crazy amount of wood. It's absolutely insane. Yeah, I hear you, Lyon, but I think overall that's something I like. I do get it. Same thing with like watercolor and leaf color, but I like that things will change slightly based on biome. Although I would say that like maybe not all biomes need to change something like grass color. Maybe only certain biomes change it. I don't know. Or what if different biomes just have their own variation of grass? I don't know if that would be a bad thing, but like, what if you could like place down a grass block in a biome? It'll have that biome's default coloring, but what if you could alter it? I think, yep, this is our spot. What if you could alter it to be a different biome's grass color if you wanted to? That'd be kind of nice. You know how people do like saturated blocks, such as myself? I would love for there to be like a saturated wood type. Yeah, see, that's where I think it's good to do it, Zium, you're right. Like, personally, I don't like oversaturated blocks, but I do like people to have options. So I think for somebody like yourself, like having some saturated options for people is obviously like a super good thing. That should absolutely exist. I like more thickness, indents, and barks, appealing wood. I don't quite know what I don't know if I know what you're saying there for sure, but if you're talking about like the depth of the bark blocks, then I agree. I think the bark blocks need to have a lot more depth to them. They feel extremely flat. I think these berries give aura when you eat them. See, there's another source of aura, right? You could make a aura, maybe you could make a aura berry farm. Like you can plant aura berries and have them grow, and then you could have some way of like harvesting them. Here's another thing, like guys, I can see there's probably going to be points when I'm like talking about this game that I'm not going to be the most popular person in the room. Because people are going to suggest stuff like, oh, if we have aura berries, like let's have this like harvester machine, and then we can just set it down and it'll go like harvest all of them for me, and it'll take it over to the storage and dump them off. And I'm going to say, no, I don't want that. I want to have to build my own harvester machine out of different components that does that, and then figure out how I'm going to make that machine transport the stuff over to another place. Like, don't give me a machine that does it and I can just like make that machine out of gathering some materials and it's done. Give me the means to make the machine myself through individualized components. That makes sense? so many people are going to want to understandably go that easy route because it doesn't require a lot of thought to think about it. You just know that you kind of want to farm stuff. And then I'm going to be the one that says, no, let's slow down a little bit. Let's do this instead. But I'd like to see on the build wheel option would be basic shape wheel. You can pick and then have an advanced wheel with more shape variations. That would keep the beginners to the basics. So here's the slight problem I have with that, Minnow. I understand the principle of it and the desire of it, but first of all, if you have those shapes available, people are going to see that those shapes exist via other people doing the builds and stuff. So they're still going to feel overwhelmed. They're going to feel like people are doing stuff that they can't do. But even more so, is think about Minecraft really quick. What's one of the things, like what's something that's true about Minecraft that every game would like to have be true about it? Everybody recognizes a Minecraft build. Everybody. You could live in like a tribe in the middle of the rainforest and somebody shows you a picture of a Minecraft build, you're like, oh, that's from that Minecraft thing, right? Everybody knows a Minecraft build. Why? Because everything's a very distinct shape and look. The blocks look a certain way, they're pixely blocks, and the shapes look a certain way. You have solid blocks, slabs, and stairs, right? You see a Minecraft build, you know it's a Minecraft build. That is so valuable for that is so incredibly valuable for a game to have it to where if somebody sees some type of media from it, that they immediately know what the game is. If you open up building too much, you're going to lose that, because then too much becomes possible and the game loses its identity. Any picture you see in Reforj will then, you could say, oh, well, I think I saw that in like Assassin's Creed, right? Oh, I think I saw that in Dragon Age. Like, it's going to look like 3D structures that are made in any insert generic game here. So if you have some limitations, I want you to have good options. But if you have limited some to creative mode only, no, I don't even think that. It needs to be modded. I wouldn't put stuff, if it's in creative, it needs to be possible in survival, I think, but it should be modded for sure. But anyways, this is going to be like one of the points that I'll go over when I make the video about this. Is if you give too many options, people are going to think that the things that you created, that people create, they're going to see Reforged screenshots and they're just going to blend in with everything else that's already out there. It's going to be indistinguishable from structures and things made in other video games, which may be cool. Oh, I can build this exact structure inside of Reforj. Maybe that's not a bad thing. I don't know for sure, but I feel like if you have some restrictions, for example, like you see me building some of these things here, like it'd be cool to know, it would be nice for people to see something like this and think, oh, that's a roof from Reforj, because of the Reforj has those 45-degree angles that go up like that. But you can't just make it I can't make it a 75-degree angle, right? Because if I could make a 75-degree angle in Reforj and just stack blocks up at a 75-degree and make this a straight line for a higher pitched roof, that wouldn't be distinguishable from art that you see in other games. But if I only have 45-degree angles to deal with, then when somebody sees a roof on a house made of Reforj, they may think, oh, well, that's that Reforj, right? That's a Reforj house. So you create identity that way. And I think a lot of people would agree too. One of the great things about Minecraft is how the limited block set inspires a ton of creativity. And I think some of us I feel this way, that maybe we're a little too restricted in Minecraft, especially when it comes to like the variance of blocks that exist. In Minecraft, I've overwhelmed people by my builds at times, and I think that's a good thing to do, because that's really showing a lot of skill and care in what you're doing. So anyways, I think I was like, I think I was getting up there to tear this whole thing down, and I forgot what I was doing in the process. So yeah, I would say that we still need more options than what's in the game right now, but I wouldn't go crazy. I wouldn't give people, I don't even think I would give people the option to sculpt the same block multiple times. Like to take a slab and then give it a 45 degree. I don't even know if I would do that. I could maybe be convinced of it, but like just right here off rip, I don't know. I don't think so. I would love big cats in the game. I think I would like to see more, I want to see more unique creatures. Like we have 2 creatures that have been added that are birds. Let's move away from real life animals and do maybe things that are like loose interpretations of it, or just completely new creatures altogether. Like the Tunneler Scout. I love the Tunneler Scout. Yeah, it's about trying to find that happy median for beginners versus advanced players, and again, finding like where do you want to cut off? Where do you want to put that cutoff point so that you can establish that identity of your game? It's both of those things. I definitely don't think Reforged should be a game where you can make any shape known to man. It's entirely new in its concept, kind of. I mean, not really, but it's definitely not like of this world. I mean, you could even say maybe it's inspired by like those little like roly-poly bug guys, but like Lego Fortnite has a very similar creature in it, which is fine. I mean, that's okay. That where I want it? So I think what I want to do is this. Oops. I haven't seen the tunneler yet. Oh, I've gotten wrecked by one multiple times. I just fought like 4 of them a little bit ago, probably right before you got here, Iris. I don't even know that we need to vote on it. Like sometimes, like I think we stop it. I think we just let them cook and let them decide. We'll just all give our feedback on what we think, and then they can take that and then they can make what decision they think is best. Who's better, Prowl, you or Blue Jay? Oh, obviously I'm the best at everything. I'm the GOAT. So what did we decide? I went with 45s on that, right? Yeah, so we need to do sculpt. Wish we could angle blocks, like rotate them in different ways. That would be another thing, right? Like, let's say like people wanted full, like people are probably going to be able to like want to ask like, oh, can I take a block and like rotate it at a 45-degree angle, or like rotate it at any angle that I want? And I would say those types of things are definitely things that we should stay away from in Reforj. Like, for example, you know how if you build something in Minecraft, like you're extremely limited in what you can do. If you try to build a house on a like a diagonal, you can do more in Reforj with that. Oh, did I go? Oh. So wait, so I decided to go. Why did I decide that? I think I decided it because it just looked unique. Okay. You also wouldn't want to limit it too much, as you may not get the large chunk of Minecraft community to say it's way too limited. Well, it could go, you could go either way, because if you do too much, I mean, first of all, you can't only just try to get the Minecraft community, but the Minecraft community is a lot, like you're going to have a portion that complains on either side of it. Oh, there's too much. Like, I like Minecraft simple style better, or, oh, this is not enough. I want to be able to do more. So I wouldn't really worry about the Minecraft community too much. I would focus on what made Minecraft successful. So like, what is it that we can distinguish and determine that these things made Minecraft such a good game? And I would say part of that is how limited your building options are, in a way that it inspires this level of creativity that goes beyond, like, it's such a unique form of it, I guess. I don't know what I'm gonna want here yet, but I think we'll put the little arch. They had 660 blocks. Take 10 of the best shapes and leave it at that. No, again, I don't think it's even about the best shapes. It's like, which shapes are going to open up building in a way that I think is needed. So I'll go over this. I'm still trying to form my opinion on it. That's why I'm having fun kind of debating it with you guys a little bit, because all this is going to go into my feedback. And you know, not everybody has to agree with me. That's fine. But I have my opinions as I put on like my like game designer hat of like the way that I think I would like to do things. But like we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 shapes right now. Here, I'm going to show you guys what I've already gotten down as the additional shapes that I think I want. We have 5 shapes now, 6 if you count just a full block. My additional shapes are right here. So there's 5 shapes plus the base blocks. That's technically 6 shapes. I would add walls as a shape. That's 7. Fences as a shape. That's 8. Fence gates as a shape. That's 9. A carpet like a Minecraft carpet like sliver. That would be 10. I would add in a smaller inner cylinder and a square shape, kind of like you see in some of the trees here, or like you may see, like you ever see a blocky, what is it? Like I've seen screenshots of Hytale, and I've seen actually some Minecraft mods do this, where they have like a smaller square shape that's intended to be like a tree branch, or maybe like a thinner pillar or something like that. I would add that in. So that would be a total of 12 shapes. And then technically, if you really want to get into it, I would also add in diagonal. I would add in diagonal, what you call it, sculpting as well, which in its own way would technically be additional shapes as well. But you could say that, no, those are just shapes that you're allowing on a different angle. Sorry, I know you guys saw that flash. I had to do something. So what would that look like? That would be like, if I have a block right here, that I could target this little like corner right here, and then I could carve a 45 degree on the corner instead of the edge. So the 45 degree would go this way, and I would allow that for whatever shapes it makes sense for. And then honestly, I would just stop there, and I would leave it there for a while. Oh, and technically, if you really want to get technical, these wouldn't be additional shapes, but it'd be additional functionality. Is like, I would like to see like the connected texture type thing for stuff like this, where I could bend that. You could call that its own shape if you want to. I would just call it a stair shape that goes in a corner. Those are already in the game. Well, you can see them in a train. Yes, because they were shapes that did exist and they took out. We're talking about how you sculpt, right? But yes, like I would do some of those things, and then like those are all very simple things that just kind of build on what we already have. And then you know what I would do? I would not touch sculpting shapes for a while. I would go through months and months of testing with people. Just let people play the game, build stuff. Maybe we go to the point where we've expanded and we've added more pioneers in. That's more people in here in the game building. Maybe you even let it go to PC. Let PC players see what's there and build and do stuff. And then at some point, you just need to kind of analyze and think, okay, has the game reached a point where it feels like the building is good? Like largely the player base isn't asking for more blocks. People seem content with the blocks that are there. Or is there a big uproar for a specific shape where people are like, oh man, like I would really love this shape because it's the one thing that as I build stuff, I feel like I don't have that I really need. And then you can maybe target a couple of extra shapes that fill those gaps. That would be the best way to do it, hands down. Don't just add a bunch of shapes, add a few more that are necessary, then sit on it for a while, let things simmer, let people build stuff, let people's creativity take hold, see what they can do with what's there. And then after that's gone on for a while, go back and look through all of your feedback and see, is there a prevailing thing that people are like, I have to have this shape? Like, this house that I'm building, this structure I'm building would be so much better with this shape. And then you can correlate that and see, oh man, people that are building this need that shape, and people that are building this need this shape, and people that are doing this need this shape. And then you might say, okay, I think it makes sense to add this extra shape in. Like, people really want this. And then honestly, anyone else getting a choppy feed? You're a choppy feed. No, everything should be running good, Timo. So add slowly, kinda, yeah. But like, I think like once you launch the game, I would probably, like, once the game full launches, I probably would be very hesitant to add any new shapes after that. Maybe something comes up, like I wouldn't completely close the door to it, but it would take an extraordinary circumstance. Maybe when you have hundreds of thousands of people playing, you see a new trend come up where like people really have a specific shape they want. Okay, then you can maybe consider it. But I think once it full launches, you kind of just shut it down. And then you have a modding system to where somebody can come out with a all the shapes mod that like has the capability of making any and all shapes, or some defined set of shapes that mod wants to bring in, and then you leave that to modded. And I think like you got to think like some of people's extravagant ideas, like vehicles and big machines to do crazy things and hundreds of shapes, some of those things might just be better to go into mods that will hopefully be accessible to all players, including console people, and then you just be okay with leaving it at that. And I think that would be fine, because if console players can get access to these mods, then your player base, your small subset of player base that wants that, like maybe Minnow wants the 600 shapes, and that's good. That's fine that Minnow wants that. Maybe it's not best that what Minnow wants is in the game for everybody, but maybe what Minnow wants would be really good for somebody to be able to make as a mod, and then Minnow can download that mod and then do that thing. And then Minnow would be happy with that experience because he has a mod that does the thing that he wants, but then everybody else doesn't have that as part of the core game because it just didn't make sense for the core identity of the game. That could be a marketplace. That's gonna be another thing that I think I'm gonna give feedback on a little bit later on, because I don't think they're anywhere close to doing this now or thinking about it now, but they will have to at some point. Is like, how do they do modded? There's ultimately 3 ways that they could do modded. They could just not do modded, and the game is just the game. They could create a mod tool system that's integrated as part of like a dev kit that they give public access to, and then people can make mods with that, similar to like Bedrock's add-on system, but intentionally designed from the beginning, so it would be probably 10x better than what the Bedrock system is. It'd be a lot closer to what Java modding is. They could do that, and if they do that, then they can include those mods on like stores, and they could include that mod in the game in some method. It could be a marketplace, it could be a whatever, right? It could be a number of different things. Or they decide they don't want to put in any effort into modding, but they leave their code base open so that modders can do what they want. And if that happens, then the modding will only be available on PC. So you'll have that restriction, but they won't have to put any time and effort into it. So I hope they go the mod tool route. And if they do, then they're going to have to decide, okay, what are we going to do? Because if they put those modded tool, if they put the mods on like the main menu, like if there's a place that you go here to like get the mods that people make, they're going to have to spend time and money and effort to maintain that to some degree. So they're going to have some type of income coming in. They will either have to go the Minecraft marketplace route, which is like people can charge money for their mods, and then you can just individually buy mods in the marketplace. Or they'll have to go more of like the, I don't know if somebody has a better game example, but like I would just say the Fortnite route, where like maybe Reforj has their own marketplace for like cosmetic based stuff that they make and they sell, that's theirs, or like a pass or something like that you can buy. And then the mods that they put on their marketplace or whatever are all free. So like anybody can go in and download any one of them. And then the people that make those mods, maybe they can like make a kickback based on downloads and popularity. I would like to see them go that route. Hold on a second, guys. I need to do, I think, 2 things. Or really one thing. Hold on. Hold on. Think it would be worth it for a survival game to put in a battle pass type of system? Maybe in their own way. I think so. It just depends on like, what are you going to do with it? Like, I had like a concept for Minecraft for it that I thought was really cool. That I don't think they'll do, but like you could definitely have a battle pass type system for a game like Reforj, where people do just kind of normal stuff, explore this many structures, place or mine this many blocks, and they kind of like get points or XP and like level up through the pass. I think just the main thing, if you're going to do that, is you have to make sure it stays consumer focused, because people are very finicky about this stuff. They are. And if you do any type of like, I wouldn't even say deceptive, but like overly like if you take any practices that are designed to benefit the studio more than the consumer, nowadays consumers pick up on that, gamers pick on that kind of stuff, pick up on that type of stuff really quick, and they have a very negative reaction towards it. And you wouldn't want that, right? So you could definitely do it. And I could definitely help them figure out how to do it, but it has to stay consumer focused. That leads to them, of course, still profiting from it, because those two things absolutely can coexist. They can profit from it, and gamers can love it. Those two things can go hand in hand very easily. So I don't want to spend too much time thinking about it, but like what I would do is I would have like a quarterly subscription of like $12 or something like that, something around there. I would have like a free pass and a paid pass, and I would have it to where you can earn enough money in the pass to just pay for the next pass. Fortnite does this, and I think it's very good of them to do it. So your people that play the game the most will be able to continue their paid pass indefinitely. And then inside of that pass, people will just get cool little cosmetic things, a cool hat, a cool, like you see like the character here, there's a hat, there's a satchel, like there's a couple of different characteristics. Like I would have wearable stuff. I would have some skins that they make, maybe even some collaborative skins that they do with other games, like crossover stuff would be really cool. And then they sell that stuff on a marketplace of some type, emotes and emojis and things like that. And then they sell that type of stuff in their store, and they can give some of it away in their pass. And then all of that money get used towards paying for a free marketplace for stuff to get posted, like mods to go to and people to download and play. But see, the Iris, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that you would have a free and a non-free $12 per 3-month pass that you could participate in, that if you do participate in it, gives you free cosmetics that you wouldn't otherwise have. And you would still have the ability to customize your own character even without that. But this would be, hey, here's some cool cosmetic things that you could earn for free just because you're playing the game. And then if you want to pay the $12 every 3 months or use your currency that you earn from playing the game to use towards this pass, then you can get some even more extra stuff in the paid track. They could go even further with it. And I could probably think of some ideas for this, but I'm not going to right now. But go like the route of, say, Helldivers, and have some like really cool like events that happen. Like what if you could you could make a gateway to a challenge world? Like what if a specific season, like a 3-month specific season that they do? What if one of them has a challenge world that you can go to? You enter in a certain seed. Or maybe it pops up in a drop down and you go to this challenge world and there's like a cool boss or like a cool build challenge that you have to do. Just as like something fun that's part of the season that they do like every quarter. That could be kind of cool, right? So it wouldn't be something that people are forced in. It's not something that's added to your world, but since they have this gateway system, you could literally just make a gateway to take you to the special content that's in there for that quarter. That could be kind of fun. And maybe once they've introduced it, like you could always go back and like 3 years from now, you could still pop in that seed and do the thing. How many years do we have to wait for this game to finish? What do I think? Hey, Woodles, how's it going? If I had to guess, if I really had to guess, I would bet that in 18 to 24 months, they probably would do some type of a pre-release where they're still in development, but the game is available for everybody to play, either free or at a cost. I don't know which route they'll go. And then maybe 1 to 2 years after that, the game would actually full release. Beat as many tunnelers as you can. Yeah, or like, dude, oh my God. Think about this. What is 4J known for? Like, what do people really know 4J for inside of Minecraft? It's the mini games, right? And people are begging them to make mini games for this. What if they don't do that, but instead they make it so you access these mini game type things via the gateways? It's not like it's not built into here. You don't, maybe they have some mini game type stuff in here. Like that would be okay. But what if they take that like special experience they have with making cool mini games and they find a way to implement it right here in your world to where you make a gateway that takes you to a special mini game type world where it feels like this is like part of your game. It's not, hey, I just went into a lobby. It's literally, I'm in my world. I made a gateway to go to this special mini game type area. It lobbies me up with other people. And then like, what if in participating in those mini games, I could win, like, if I do good, I could win like a special trophy that I could bring back to my world. Oh my God. Oh my God. How amazing would that be? Stampy, come back. We have the best idea for you. Okay. So do I want to like two-tone this or do I want to take the concrete all the way up? I don't even have stuff for concrete. Oh, I do. I have sand and stone. I do have the stuff for concrete if I want to. Like, I'm trying to think, like, when you build a Minecraft house, sometimes you'll like notch something in, right? Maybe a support beam or something will go across here. And then you do a second color, a second tone up top. Maybe we do that. A lot type. No. We want to stay away from that. We don't want to gatekeep blocks in any way. Like, you want every single person to have access to every block and every shape from the time that you start the world. If you can go find it, you can get it. Because otherwise it starts to feel like Lego Fortnite or something. Like, oh man, you're telling me I have to go do this mini game challenge thing just to earn this special type of block. I don't like that. But I think trophies are great. Trophies are great. Aesthetic stuff is great. Like maybe if it's not even, maybe it's like I can earn like a special painting that I can hang on my wall. That type of stuff is good. I like that. But I wouldn't make it any type of thing that would be considered a block, something for building. That type of stuff I would say no to. Hard no. Something is wrong with the roof line? No. No, it's not. It's perfect. You need iron to get diamond ore. Stuff like that is doable. Wait, what? Maybe other abilities? Nope, I wouldn't do abilities either. I like where I see where you're going, Minnow. You're thinking very like you're thinking very Diablo right now. You're thinking like when it comes to a game, sandbox type game like this, anytime you gatekeep stuff behind like not regular content, it really can turn people off. So like regular parts of the game, like in Minecraft, you have to go to the end to get the elytra. Like that kind of stuff is fine. But if it's going to be something where like I have to go do this like kind of like weird different mini game-ish type thing to get like shulker boxes, but I really don't like that type of content. I don't want to do it, but that's the only way you get me to do it. I feel like that can even though it's effectively kind of the same thing as like you have to defeat an ender dragon and fly out to end islands to fight shulker boxes to get like it's not that different of a concept. But I know psychologically people have a much bigger like reaction to it. They want that, people want that type of stuff to just be part of the gameplay loop. And like part of the base game. You could maybe make it work. I guess I don't want to totally shut it down, but I think generally like you kind of want that type of stuff to be left to the open world. And then like you want to tie a little bit more like frivolous things that don't really have a lot of function or meaning, but are just kind of cool status type things to go in with to go into like additional optional content. Yeah, like you're not wrong. Like the elytra is not far off of what you're saying, but I just wonder if people would maybe take it differently. Maybe they won't. Maybe it's as long as it's like you build a gateway in your world, you go do the thing, and everybody has the ability to do it. It's not like some super duper hard challenging thing that 5% of players can accomplish, but something that anybody can accomplish with a little bit of time and effort. I think then you could probably get away with it, Minnow. But I would just say that if they were to go that route, you just have to be a little careful with it. That's all. They have to be a little careful with it. All right, I want to try something here, but I don't know what I want to try exactly. I think maybe we'll stick with the jungle bark here. Yeah, Iris, you're right. But I think Iris is such a good person to poll on this, because Iris, and I'm not picking on you. I love that I have you here for this. Iris is like like Iris just fought the Ender Dragon not long ago and like started challenging ancient cities and stuff like that after like years of not doing that type of content. A lot of years. So like you do want to definitely cater to people to kind of like fit in Iris's demographic to some extent. And figure out like how do you include them and stuff. So Iris, I would ask you like, what if in your regular like world that you play in, what if you could make a gateway that takes you to something that is similar to a mini game, but it's something that's kind of fun. It's something that's not super challenging, something that you can do solo on your own if you want to, or you can do it as part of a group of people too. Like you could kind of do it either way. And then some type of like cool item be within that. So it would effectively be kind of like going to another dimension and feeding a dragon, but instead you're going to another dimension and you're like doing this like semi-fun challenge type thing where you have to stop a wave of mobs from like killing something or something like that. Like it's something that's not too hard. Like it's something that's on challenge level with like the dragon. You know what I mean? The Minecraft dragon. All right, guys, I want to see something here, and I don't know. Look, okay, here's a problem I have, and I don't know if I would put this with blocks or building. This would probably go in building. But like I can't make this wood type turn sideways. You know what I mean? I can't get the wood grain to run from left to right. All right, Minnow. Like parkour flying through loops. Yeah, like something like that. That like if you like maybe like just completing it would get you like the one reward, and then like if you can competitively do it better than certain people or rank a certain amount, then you get like a little cosmetic thing, like I said, like a painting or a trophy or something. My problem here is going to be there's just not a lot of textures to do stuff with, so I don't even know what texture I would use for the top, what block I would use for the top. How many times will the mini game kill me, and how hard is it to regear? You wouldn't have to regear because it's a mini game. But it could kill you a decent amount. But since it's a mini game, it's like it's not something where you lose your own stuff. So therefore, they could maybe make the challenge a little bit harder. Sculpt the bottom right block. Oh, wait. Do I want to sculpt the bottom right, or do I want to not sculpt this one? Ow. That's the question. I feel like maybe I don't want to sculpt this one. That's what stopped me from facing a dragon for so long. Yeah, I mean, understandable. I don't know. I think there's a you could do it. You could definitely do it. It's just a matter of like, is that the route they would want to go? Yeah, I think I like it flat on the bottom better. Yeah, I don't know what block I want to put there. Maybe we can go with like some oak timber. Could look pretty good up there, maybe. Should we try that? Let's try it. You need aura to enter the mini game? Maybe. Like you're going to use aura for so much stuff. Like I think you could say that that's a requirement, and that would be fine. Again, I don't think I'm going to put a ton of thought into it because this is just theoretical talk about stuff that may not even be a consideration. But if they were ever like, hey, like we like that idea, let's expand on it, then maybe I would spend a lot of time thinking about it. Guys, just remember this. If we fall and die, I lose everything. We might, if I fall and die again, honestly, I may very well go into creative just to fly back to my stuff. Because we lost everything once already. What do you think of the stick yield? I think 2 sticks from 1 timber is too little. I think so too. I don't know what they plan. I like the timber block, but I don't think a timber block is a plank block, right? So I think it should be 1 log into 2 timber, 1 timber into 2 planks, and then 1 plank into 2 sticks. That's the route I would go. I also don't like how limited your noble glass shards feel, considering like they're your light source in the world. I guess there's like a decent, I don't know. I think there needs to be more ways, like more like veins of it underground or something would be nice, or like bigger veins of it above ground. Dude, I actually kind of like this look. I think that looks kind of good. Timber feels like a peeled log. Exactly. Yeah. So I don't think it's meant to be a plank. I think maybe if they have plan on having planks, they just haven't added them yet. Like timber is kind of like what a stripped log in Minecraft is. Which if that's the case, I like that, because then you're getting 2 for 1, which is kind of nice. It's kind of weird that you get 2 for 1, but you do. I like well, they've already talked about aura containers being a thing. That will be a thing. And of course, we'll have like chests and things like that soon enough. Hey, Weena, how's it going? Also, guys, for anybody that's like, maybe like you're just in here watching Reforj for the first time, you don't know anything about the game, feel free to ask questions. Definitely feel free to ask questions. All right, I think I like this. And then like we could carve out a little window up here, but I guess also too, I needed like, maybe I need to get more of my shaping in. Okay. So I don't think I can just reach that. So I do think I'm gonna have to like pillar up here. And I ever tell you guys how much I hate using a controller, but also like more transparent glass type. Yeah, the glass that's here now, I've said it feels a lot like a frosted glass. So I think I would like them to keep a frosted glass. Like I like the idea of that being a thing, but yeah, like as regular glass, it doesn't work. Oh yeah, ladders is another thing I would add in. I guess it's like that would probably be a crafted thing, but they definitely need ladders. Ropes is a cool idea. I like the idea of ropes. Before we like go super far, do you guys like that? I feel like I like that shape and that color. I think we're going to keep it. I think we're going to keep it. Can I say also, I really don't like the dirt block. Like the huge pebbles in it. I don't like it. Again, I would love for them to go a lot smaller in the like the little details. The horizontal wood. Yeah, it does. But like, I can't do anything about that. I think for you gotta think about like what we have available to us. I think for what's available, we've done pretty good. I think here did that. That was fast. Quick round, huh, Minnow? Maybe me and Miss P will play again tonight. Are you and Ghost available to play tonight? I don't know for sure if we. Oh, no, never mind. My son's got soccer practice. I won't be home till late. Find it difficult to distinguish between the various blocks in Reforj. It's not all in the same design style. Some are cartoonish, others abstract. Yeah, Garm, again, I definitely agree with you. Actually, you've reminded me. I need to reach out to my texture guy. Yeah, we're gonna really work up something. Hopefully it's a lot better on these textures to provide to them as an example. I think my sounds are out of sync again. All right, pretty soon here, we're going to take a pause from this. And we'll start our feedback. Oh, wait. Oh, okay, hold on. I actually got to start much further down. Would more ingredients fix the textures? Oh, gradients? It could help. The textures are just so simple right now. Like they're way overly simplistic, I think. So I don't know if it's a I don't know if it's, I think it's a combination of things. It's the depth, it's the size of the details that they do add. And at least for me, I think it's also the level of saturation being too high. Like it's a kind of all around thing. Like whatever this is this like granite? I can't remember what this is. Slate maybe. Like this block is disgusting. I hate to say it because I don't want to say bad things about their game and then think that I'm like being mean spirited or something, especially since they're like super nice and like to like talk to me and come in here to the game and like et cetera, right? Or come into the stream. But like some of the blocks, I just like very viscerally do not like. I think the next block needs to be wood. Oops. Because no, well, I don't think it's because of the pre-alpha stage, because like they very clearly. Oh. I do. What if I wait? Oh. Okay. I feel like something's off here. Like this. Oh, I'm a block too low on this side. I might be a block too low on the other side too. I don't know. Because yeah, look, like this goes here. And this connects across. Like that. Okay. But yeah, like this is very clearly the art direction that they're at least starting with. So, but they've said they do want feedback on the art direction. So this is their planned direction or their initial direction for the art right now, but they're willing to change it. Now, I don't know if they're willing to go like wholesale change everything. So why isn't it consistent? I don't know. But regardless, and I think there is a consistent like theme to it to some degree. I'm so confused right now. I just need to go up one more. Yeah, I think, okay. Oh man, that was almost really bad. I thought I was dead there. Look at the bricks. They are cartoonish, completely out of style. But you know what's funny? The bricks, these guys they're probably the block that I like the most, but I think they look so cartoony because there's no like detailing in it, and they're so saturated. Like, it's a brick, it shouldn't be saturated. It should be a more dull and coarse look. Guys, please, what is happening? What am I doing? Have I completely messed this up? I'm so confused about what I've done. I don't know what's happening. What is the health bar in the UI? What do you mean? That's just the health bar. Like, these are obviously the same. So it goes across here, and then you go up. Yeah, and you like staircase up. So what am I doing that's not right about this? Well, no. I didn't go up one here first. I went out. This side is the side that's messed up. Other side does have same shapes on both sides. This does. What are you talking about? This is the same. This is symmetrical. I know what I did. I know what I did. I messed up this side. Rookie, I am. Rookie mistake, Prowl. Rookie mistake. Okay. This is good. And then we do this down. I did not mean to do that. Hey, Joyce, thanks for the follow. And this down. Good morning. Hey, Max, how's it going? Dude, I'm so jealous of Miss P right now. She is out right now with her mom eating some delicious Mexican food at a restaurant, and I would kill to be there. I was like, no, I have to work. I can't come and eat the Mexican food. I can't come gorge myself. Wait, can I reach this? I cannot. I was going to use the sand. Yeah, I like, that's like my problem with building right now is like none of the blocks inspire me. The shapes inspire me. I get no good inspiration from the blocks because I really don't like any of them to any like serious degree. Okay. So that's that. Now, here's the thing. I have two shapes here on the back that I wanted to carry upwards. But overall, I do like what we have going. Oh God. Again, the textures don't really offer me much inspiration, but the shapes do. And that's what our feedback video today is going to be on, is the shapes. Oh, hold on. Oh, what is this? Ooh, hold on. So I love how these guys are so responsive, man. It is so nice. So one of the Reforj people on my terrain generation feedback post said, interesting, your thoughts on the gateway system and seeds or other things influencing on world / biome generation are not a million miles away from plans that we are already developing, which I think is great that we are thinking along similar lines. I love to hear that, because that makes me feel very comfortable to know that they're heading in a really good direction. I responded back and I said, I'll also add, I'm sure the Minecraft comparisons will get old, but they will happen more and more the more attention Reforj gets. You have the perfect answer for world size, which is the gateways, but no answer for world height. Good opportunity to do it similarly with the same overall height, but better, like with sea level being a 0, better generation for usable and interesting terrain to build on, etc. And then Richard from 4J responded back and said, yeah, definitely something important for us to consider, because that's the main thing I'm trying to push with my feedback about the terrain generation. If they take anything away from it, I'm sure they'll take a lot of things away from it, but like the big thing I want them to take away from it is world height has to be bigger, man. They have to go, they can't do 255. They're going to have to do 384. But they really, really, really need to. I missed a spot on the backside. Okay. I'll get it. Don't worry. So here's the plan. Let me find something to eat really quick. I'm not going to like take an extended lunch break and pause the stream or anything. I'm going to go look for something quick I can just like throw in and eat. It might just be like a hot dog or something. Just so I can hurry up and get back to you guys. So do me a favor, hang out for a few minutes. How about this? This might be fun. We have so few people. I'm going to do a Q&A. I'm going to like start a Q&A thing on the Reforj stream. On the YouTube side, because that's where I could do them. And you guys can feel free to ask questions. And then after I get back, I think maybe a little bit after I get back anyways, we are going to move everybody from the Minecraft YouTube side over to the Reforj channel. That way we can make sure you guys get subscribed over there. And I need to build up my watch hours over there too. So I need your help. Okay. Ask me anything about Reforj, info or opinion. Okay. Start Q&A. I'll switch things back to the live chat so I can just see the live chat. And I'll be back in just like a couple minutes, guys. Okay. Oh, here. I want to answer Ben really quick. Prowl, can you see yourself playing this more than Minecraft? Again, I think it's possible. Like, I told this to the guys at 4J, and I've said this a few times on their Discord. 4J, this Reforj is at a point in its development where it can literally become almost anything. For if you could chart out a million paths from the point that they're at right now that go out in all sorts of different directions. Some of those paths will lead to this game bombing and nobody liking it at all. But there's a lot of paths right now for this game that lead to this game becoming the most popular game of all time. And the most likely path could be that it's a popular game that gives Minecraft a little bit of competitiveness and encourages that game to be better. So it's wide open to what this game can be. If I think it's a more fun game for me than Minecraft is, and it has a good size audience, yeah, I could definitely play this game more than I play Minecraft. But, you know, I'm not going to commit to that because we don't know what Reforj is going to turn out to be yet. And we don't know what Minecraft is going to continue to do for that matter either. And like, in what ways is Minecraft going to advance over the upcoming months and years? We'll have to see. We don't know. It's good to not make value judgments like that this early and to just take things as they come. Either way, I'll be back here in just a little bit. Feel free in the Reforj stream to drop me any questions, and I'll start looking at those throughout the stream and once I get back from eating my quick lunch. All right. Apparently Charizard. Well, what are you guys talking about? Oh, Golden's asking about membership. Yeah, there's no way for me to like make membership extend from one channel to another. And of course, YouTube is stupid and makes me create a different account for every single game that I play because that's the only way to do good on YouTube. Oh, guys. Here, do you want to hear something super cool? Hashtag super proud dad moment. My daughter was like super proud of a good like standardized test score that she got. It's called like MAP or something like that. I don't know, but it's a math. It's a standardized test in 6th grade for math. And it's so sad. She was so nervous and scared the first, like when she went to go take it the first day, that she like literally cried. And she's not a crier like that. She doesn't really, I can't think of a time she's cried about something that wasn't like, I got hurt. Or maybe like, you know, getting like, as she was, you know, she's still only 12, like you get like stuff taken away from you and you wanted to really do something, you don't get to do it now, like that kind of thing, you know? So she did this test. The first time she couldn't complete it because she was just so, I guess, anxious about it. She cried. So she got to like take it the next day. And we got an email saying that she is getting celebrated for an award. She got the highest MAP score in the entire school for pre-algebra grade 6. How cool is that? Can we give Princess P a let's go in chat right now? She's not here. She won't know that you're doing it, but I think she deserves a let's go. I don't know. What do you guys think? So proud of her. Did I already set this? I did set this. That's my girl right there. That's my girl. And who do you think helps teach the math in the house? This guy. But no, she picks up a lot of it on her own. She does really good. And I just kind of help clear some things up. They teach pre-algebra in grade 6 now. Impressive. Yep. Okay. So let me check your let me check your questions that you have submitted. If any. Did anybody submit anything? I don't know. Let's see. Nothing. Nobody had any questions. Oh, Iris. Are the controls for Reforj intuitive? And should it remain a controller-only game? Well, it's not going to be a controller-only game. They have started their development on controllers. Select question. Oh, that's cool. They started their Clayface at $25. Let's go. They started on controller because controller is the hardest. Like this guy right here is the hardest thing to do control for in a game. It is the most restricted form of control that exists. So they started development for controller first. But they'll start testing on PC in the near future. And it'll be on PC and keyboard and mouse then. Are they intuitive? Yes, I think so. You know me, I hate controller play. I really do. I hate using a controller. I have not had that hard of a time, and it actually makes me super excited to get on and finally do PC and a keyboard and mouse, because I know it's going to be that much better when I get to use keyboard and mouse. Like I'm excited for it because then I'll be able to go from like mildly efficient at what I'm doing to massively efficient at what I'm doing. Is it playtesting on Xbox or PC? Right now, the playtesting is only on PC. I mean, I'm sorry, only on Xbox. They will expand it to PC in the future. Actually, I think I just do like this, right? I could stand on the backside here. Yeah. So yeah, it'll hit PC eventually. I do think the next thing we're going to do, like right now, is I think we're going to switch into feedback mode. Good, my poor laptop wouldn't run it. Gotta have an Xbox. Yeah, it runs. I mean, it runs perfectly smooth on Xbox, so I can't wait to see how it runs on PC. Yeah. Okay, that's good. I like it. I do like how this is going to turn out. This is going to be a really cool roof. Also, don't forget, at some point, I have to come in here and we need to like actually build out this tunnel that takes us down to the bottom of the world. Runs Bedrock, but does bad on Java. Yeah. You need to have a lot of RAM for Java, and you have to allocate the RAM. I play keyboard and controller, and to me, controller is easier because I don't need to worry about 30 buttons. I see. Yeah, I like having the 30 buttons. That helps me. It helps me have finer control of what I'm doing. Okay, so let's step away from in-game real quick. Hold on. Let's step away from in-game really quick. And let's get our feedback down. And I think also what I'm going to do now too is I'm going to move everybody on the YouTube side over to the Reforj stream. We're going to finish up everything on a Reforj stream now. So if you're on YouTube, if you're on Minecraft channel, you're going to get moved over to the Reforj channel. Please make sure you're subscribed over there so you can continue to be notified about these streams and watch them. Okay. Let me go ahead and shut down the Minecraft channel stream. And that should move everybody over. Okay. I use a controller. It has 4 extra buttons. Interesting. All right, let's refresh here. Perfect. Welcome, Prowl Raiders. Yes, welcome. All right, so feedback. I don't know that I have any extra points of feedback here, so I want to see if you guys have any extra things you think I should include in my feedback, and then we'll actually write it up as a proper document. We'll take it from bullet point form to Word document form. Okay, so block placement. Here's my feedback. When holding place block to drag blocks across a plane, I would want the plane to follow the player. Wait, that plane follows the player, meaning if you move up or down on the terrain, or you incidentally move too far sideways, you end up misplacing blocks. So here's an example of that. That is like, and they do it this way by design, but here's the issue. I'm going to show you the issue with it. I'm trying to place blocks right here like this, right? And I want my blocks to go across here, and I fall down a block. Now I've misplaced. I want it to detect what plane I'm trying to place blocks on, and then keep me on that plane. So even if like here's another example. Like, let's say I'm going like this, and then I need to move back for some reason. See what it does? I get the benefit to that, but I think if we're going to change what plane we're building on, I think people would generally be okay with letting go of the mouse button or the trigger on the controller to reset what plane they're going in. So if I want to stay placing blocks here, let's go with Dirk so I can mine it up faster. If I want to keep placing blocks that way, now that it knows that this is the plane that I want to go on, even if I go back or forward or up or down, I just want it to stay locked on to this plane. and go all the way across. Like I don't want to change planes. But let's say I do want to change planes and I'm like starting here and I'm going this way and now I want to build out. Well, then I should be able to click right here and then come back and then click right here and then go this way. Like just let me reset my plane by clicking back and dragging on that plane. Do you guys agree with that? Because to me, I think that's going to be a big deal. In creative mode, being able to do like this sort of thing is a little bit nicer, but I don't think it has a place in survival, and I don't like it. I want to just lock to one plane. Okay, so that was my first bit of feedback. Allow for placing down a sculpted shape. Or like Minecraft, you mean? Kind of. Bedrock Edition kind of works in that way, but it's still even a little finicky on Bedrock. I like the way that Reforj kind of detects where you're looking and kind of intuitively knows where you want to go. Like the whole block, like the whole like locking in place thing and dragging. It works a lot smoother on Reforj, but kind of like in Minecraft Bedrock Edition, I do want it to be locked to a specific plane. Yes. Okay. So here's the next thing. Is I want to be able to place down sculpted blocks. You guys saw it right here with this. I had to put a bunch of 45-degree angles across here. I had to place the blocks down first, and then I had to sculpt them all into 45s. But I already know that I want them all to be 45s, so I don't want to have to place them and then sculpt them. I would like some way to like set a block to be placed in the shape that I want, rather than only rather than having to sculpt it. So if I want these to be semicircles, I don't want to have to do this and then this. Like I don't want to do this. I don't want to touch it twice. I just want it to be the shape that I want. You know what I mean? An extra key press for that function would be beneficial. Yeah, it definitely would be. That's what I'm saying. Just like I just let my finger off of the trigger or the mouse button and I place it back down. I click it again to change my plane. This is what my DM was about. We are testing a couple. Oh, I still haven't even looked at what Stampy said. Hold on, Stampy. Because see, I don't look at my Twitter DMs very often. If you're on Discord and you can, I much prefer DMs there because I see them instantly. I get notified. Like here, do you want to see something really funny? It's not really that funny. Like Stampy's got a message here to me. Do you see what all of these are? These are all like artists and crap. Like I get spammed by so much stuff. It drives me insane. So I don't usually look at those. All right, here. Let me see what Stampy has to say. Stampy, is it okay for me to watch this video? Might be hard to see midstream. Is it okay for me to pull this up on stream, or do you prefer it to stay private? As an example of a format we could use to show work in project features. Okay, you said don't share. Okay, never mind. So we'll keep that private. I'll take a look at it after stream. I don't want to show anything that you don't want me to show. So okay, and he said Stampy said I could mention it. So basically what Stampy sent me here, and I'll take a look at it later, and I'll maybe just try to describe to you better what I'm about to say to you right now. Cool. You talk about it though. Yeah, thanks, man. I appreciate it. I want to make sure I kind of stick to what you guys want. Writing up to Sculpting. So he's saying there's some tools, some potential tools to make sculpting faster, which would maybe not be a bad idea. I could get down with that. Because I could see, and I'll watch your video. I could see how like having to add an extra menu layer to like, because you have this menu layer is great. the select sculpted, it's perfect, really. I love the pinwheel type menus because they're so easy to do. Especially on console where you don't have a lot of buttons to press. On PC, it would be easier, but on console, I know it's not. So yeah, like if you had to add another menu that has this or a layer to this menu that says, okay, now for this, do you want to place this there or do you want to sculpt it? That's a bit of a pain in the butt. I do think. Now, I do think you could get away with it, Stampy, before I even watch it, the video later, to where like if I select this sculpted shape, to where now if I place a block, it'll place it in that shape, or if I sculpt a block, it'll do either. I think that would be acceptable, but I want to see what you guys cook. I don't mind the ability of having different tools, especially if they're like some type of progression type thing. Like that could be kind of fun. But on the flip side, extra tools does mean extra inventory slots need to be taken. So that would potentially mean I have to like use extra hotbar slots for it or something. And that's always a downside. I'll kind of see what you guys got worked up, and I'll maybe I'll weigh that into my feedback in some way. And we'll see what I think is better. But I don't know, chat, can you guys think just for me, less for Stampy and 4J, but more for me, can anybody think of a downside to I select a sculpted shape, and then if I do place block, that it will place that shape? Because you can always, like, let's say I do that. Let's say one tool row of slots outside the regular hotbar, but see, that gets confusing because then how do you because then you have to figure out, okay, so how do you swap the hotbar versus swapping here? I'm gonna actually show you guys something. I have this as part of the feedback I'm going to officially submit to them. Let me find it real quick. It's right here. So this, okay, I kind of made this as an example. So you could have one or the other or both, just depends. But like, what if your left hand has its own slot and then you can scroll through the things in that slot, and your right hand has its own slot and you can scroll through the things in that slot? Like from a being able to do stuff perspective, that's nice, right? Because then I could have tools over here, and I can have like torches, food, and that kind of stuff over here. And then I could have more blocks on my hotbar. Like that's what we all want. We want more blocks on our hotbar. But then again, you always have downsides. Okay, so then how do I scroll the stuff here? How do I scroll the stuff here? And then how do I say I want to place a block versus use something that's in my hand? Like how do I swap the block into my hand? And then what's the downside of having to swap? Maybe you only have one. Maybe you have like left hand is like tools and stuff, and then right hand is like the normal hotbar. So like there's ways around it, but it's definitely something you have to weigh. Is like, is this the best way to do it versus it being built into the UI? Can you resculpt a block without removing and placing a new one? You cannot. I don't know if that's something they're considering too, but that's definitely something that I think would be a pretty decent thing. And also, I would say to maybe even resculpt a block back into a full block. I think being able to resculpt would generally be good, though. I think generally it'd be a good thing. Here, I'm going to do this. I really want to see that video. I'm going to swap you guys to this screen, so I can't see. Get my headphones on. And I don't think if I play it, I don't even think you guys will be able to hear it if it has sound. Hold on. Okay, it's just an MP4. Oh, that transition? Yeah, I'll need to make a Reforj gets to be a big enough thing. I'll have some custom ones made for Reforj. Okay, it downloaded. Oh, it's downloading. It has a minute to go. So, but yeah, like it's definitely like the sign of a really good game is how do you solve these types of problems? Because like Minecraft doesn't try to solve these problems. Like one of the biggest issues in Minecraft is here. One of the biggest issues in Minecraft is this. How often you have to go to this inventory screen and then spend time in and out of chests or spend time playing the hotbar swapping. So like Minecraft, yet they might do it, but so far they have not tried to solve this problem. They've tried to solve other problems, like the bundle was a cool thing, but they haven't tried to solve this problem. So problem with Reforj is once I place the block down, it's not the shape that I want it to be. So I have to change it to the shape I want it to be. And then if I change the shape, if I accidentally change it to the wrong shape, then I have to break it and replace it back down to the shape that I don't want it to be to then carve it into the right shape. So that's the problem to solve. And there's going to be a lot of different ways that they can do that. I think I kind of like the idea of like, if we'll see what I'm going to see what Stampy has here, but I like the idea of I can just select this and then bam, like these would all already be slopes because it's right here on the bottom left-hand side of my UI. It's telling me that it's a slope. So like even visually, it would make sense that you would place it as a slope, as a 45 degree. But let's say once it's down as this, maybe I do a bunch of them. I'm like, man, you know what? I would really like to see it as a semicircle. Then I would love to be able to boop, 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 change them all to semicircles rather than having to mine them all up, place them all back down, and then make them semicircles. Oh, okay. Hold on. This download's done. Let's see what I got here. All right. Okay. Let me make sure you guys can't hear this because there is audio and I want to keep that secret too. Where's my like audio thing? I don't think you guys can hear it. Can somebody tell me, Minnow? Are you able to hear this? It's just Stampy talking as like an intro. Were you able to hear that? I don't think you can, but I want to confirm. I want to hear from one of the mods. I trust you, XCAD, but also I don't trust you. No. Okay. Thank you. All right. Hold on. Let's see what it got. And thanks also, XCAD. Okay. Not a mod here, buddy. Hold on, Minnow. I can fix that, my friend. I can fix that. Add as moderator. There you go. I got you, buddy. Okay. All right, let me continue to watch this. As a pioneer, what are 3 words you would use to define Reforj? Dude, I don't know. I don't like playing games like that because I don't know. If I were to say 3 features that define Reforj, I would say sculpting, gateways, and aura. All right, here, let me scroll back up and see exactly what Stampy said. I can talk about it. Okay. So I can talk about this video. I just can't show you guys yet because it's not like their normal production quality. I can see them not wanting this to just be out there yet. They want to like get it up to full production quality and send it out to everybody. So basically one thing he's saying in this video that I'm watching is that they are testing out the ability to make sculpting faster. Hold on, let me let the dog in real quick. Okay, so they want to. So one thing they're testing is making sculpting take half of the amount of time. That's one thing that he said so far in this. So instead of like the full amount of time it takes to break a block, here I can swap it on. Oh no, I can't do that. Instead of the amount of time it takes to break a block and the amount of time it takes to sculpt a block being the same, the amount of time it takes to sculpt a block would be half the time that it takes to break a block. All right, let me see what else he has to say. And it is faster, noticeably, which is nice. Okay. Wait, hold on. What is this? Hold on. Okay, so he's right now in this video I'm watching, he's saying that they're experimenting with ways that players can place down shapes instantly without having to sculpt them first. So this was the big feedback that I was just mentioning. Let's see what he's doing for this. He said the first of these would be a cloning type tool. And they have not built the UI for this yet. Ah, okay. So what the cloning type tool would do, it would make it to where whatever shape you're looking at, almost kind of like think pick block, you would do that, you would make that shape again. Okay. Not bad. Hey, what do you think of the gold block in Reforj? I think the gold block looks pretty cool. I like it. Huh. Okay, hold on. Ooh. He's saying that the way that they have this tool right now, it's letting them copy any shape. And I think he's about to say that they didn't intend that, but it's just kind of how it's working currently. Which I wouldn't like. I don't think I would like that. No, I wouldn't like that. No, definitely not ideal. A copy and paste tool. Where is it, this article? It's not an article. This is a video that Stampy sent me privately. And he said that I could kind of let you guys know about it as long as I get the context around it. But I can't show it yet because this is some like early prototype stuff they're doing that has to do with sculpting blocks. It oh, okay. Any idea when the next playtest round will be? Oh, like them adding more people? I don't know. I imagine it still could be a little bit. So, okay, so let me ask you guys this. So here's kind of like the here I can switch back because I got the video closed. So here's kind of like what Stampy is saying in this video that they'll release to everybody, I'm sure at some point, unless they decide to change course. Basically, he's saying that they would have, or they could have, a couple options. Would either be some way to like a clone like button, where like you would have something that you could do to say, hey, this shape right here, that's a stair, I want to keep placing that. So you would like click some kind of button or thing that would like be a clone of that shape and basically make it to where the following blocks that you place down, no matter what block it is, will be in that shape and in that orientation too, by the way. So no matter what way you're facing, it would be a stair block facing in that direction, is at least the way that he had it implemented in the video that he just showed me. So that's one thing. Another version of it was that there would be a way to like clone a shape. So like, again, let's say that we have a shape right here, right? That you would be able to like maybe go to one of these empty slots or something like that, select it, or do the clone tool and then go to this menu, and then you could save that shape. Which would mean that, and then that shape would be used for like placing the blocks down, I guess. And then he was even showing how that could work with like cloning shapes that exist in the game right now, but are shapes that are not like from the normal radial menu, but how like that might not be ultimately how they want to do things. But it's an idea that they're playing with currently, which it's good for them to experiment around. I think if I were to have like a conversation with Stampy and the people in the team that came up with the idea and implemented it, I think this is what I would say. But this is what I want to hear. I want to hear from you guys. Like, tell me if you think that I'm wrong here, and if this would or would not be a good idea. Well, let me make sure you guys have game sounds. You do. I think I have a couple problems with it in terms of how it was shown to be implemented right now. So let's say I have a stair block right here, and I use this tool that lets me copy this shape, whether it be an actual physical tool or whether it just be something in the UI. Tool is a subjective word. And I would copy this thing, and then I could place down new blocks, and they would all be this thing, right? But the way that the copy tool works is it at least per how Stampy had it so far, was even if I wanted to come over here and place one of those stairs in this direction, it would still do it in that orientation. Now they could change that and they could fix that, but that's what the current testing or like implementation is right now. So that's the first thing. And the other thing would be that like I could like copy this shape. So let's say I do something, I scan it and I copy it, and then I place down new ones and it just copies that shape down. Basically they're two slightly different solutions and implementation that do similar things. And again, in their current implementation, since they haven't added restrictions to it or anything like that, in its current implementation, it would allow you to copy the shapes. First of all, Stampy, I would say if you see this at some point, please don't show that. Because you know how people are going to be. There's going to be a lot of people that would love that, like to be able to copy any shape in the terrain. And then if you show them that this tool can do that, but then you guys decide like, I don't think we want to do that, but it can do that, I think you're going to have a lot of people that are like, but wait, hold on. I want that. Like, don't take that away. Like it's going to, even though you never gave it to people in the first place, it's going to make people feel like you did give it to them and then you took it away from them. You know what I mean? So I would just not show them that. until you make a decision one way or the other about it. If you decided to add it in, then that's different. Do it. But here's what I would do, honestly. I think this would just be easier, guys. You tell me. I just want to, like, if I have stairs selected and I have stairs down here in the bottom left, my little radio menu, see, it tells me I have stairs selected. Just have place block select a stair. Because you know what? This is what's going to happen sometimes until I get used to it. Is like I may have stairs selected because I did stairs, and I might come back to something else and then place down a block and then it be a stair, and I'm like, oh man, I forgot I had stairs selected. You know what you have to do to change it? Like right now, I just tap the B button and it sets me back to regular blocks. I think I should just select it here. Like, I don't think we need extra menus and extra features. I think just put it here. Like, just make it super simple. Because I think players will be able to use it and appreciate it and like it. But I do still also think that obviously sculpting still has its place, because I might like to place down. There might be some instances where I just want to place down a certain block, like a full block, and then I want to sculpt it to see how it looks. And then this is what I would do if I were Stampy and team, is I would make it so if a sculpted block is down, whether I placed it sculpted already or I placed it and then sculpted it, let me change it. So let me then go and change this to the semicircle, to the inverted circle, to a slab, like whatever. Just let me change it. And then have your like faster sculpting time assist with that. That way, like if I place down a roof and I'm like, man, I don't know if I would like these curves or if I would like the straight line more, like the 45-degree more. I can build it as the curves at first or sculpt it as the curves, because maybe I feel like sculpting will be easier based on like orientation and stuff. And then I could go back and resculpt it if I wanted to try a different shape. And here's the last thing I would say, is even if I can place blocks down in a certain shape, there is still a very heavy place in the game for sculpting. I wonder if maybe maybe they don't want sculpting to be forgotten or not used because it's such a cool feature. I agree. So like, let's say I'm doing that same shape, right? Oh man, I've already messed up, guys. Hold on. So let's say I'm doing that roof shape. So you know what I would, honestly, for something like this, right? When I'm doing this, I would probably sculpt this whole roof for this type of thing, where like, you see how I'm like, I want like solid block, and then I want slanted block, and then I want solid block, and then I want slanted block. Some people might like be okay with like, okay, let me switch this. Okay, let me switch this. Okay, let me switch. Like they go back and forth. That's fine. I would probably, in this case, I would sculpt, because I'm alternating blocks so often. I don't want to place the blocks down. Does that make sense? But like if I'm going this way, right, I would want to place these. And then these ones right here, I would want to place as the 45-degree angle, because I'm doing a bunch of them. Sculpting doesn't make sense to me for this. And then for like this underside area here, I would want to sculpt this too. So I would still use the sculpting tool quite a lot. But then there would also be times where, like for this, I just want to be able to place it as the 45. And I think just having it the 45-degree block right here is perfect. Could there be more than one sun/moon? Could there be seasons or changes in the sky depending on biomes? Ooh, golden, drop that in the Q&A section that's up. There's a, I don't know how you interact with that. I think you like click on it or something, and I'll take a look at that later when I look at some more of the Q&A stuff. Can anybody think of like for real, like can anybody think of an annoyance? A like really true like roadblock or annoyance to the current selection, just working on both placing and sculpting? Because I can't really think of one. Like we've all done it in Minecraft. You ever place the wrong block in Minecraft? You have to mine it up. Like it happens. We're human. We do dumb things. So I think we'll still sometimes have those basic mistakes, but man, like just keep it simple. Let's just keep it super simple. That's what I think. Here, let me swap screens so you can see me pull this back up. I think I'm going to keep my current feedback here. Maybe I elaborate on it more. Well, I think I kind of have it here. So allow for placing down a sculpted shape rather than always having to place the block, then sculpt it. This could be part of the. All right, Minnow. This could be part of. This could just be selected via the sculpted shapes now. If I have a shape selected, then that shape should both be applied to sculpting blocks or and placing blocks. I think it just works perfectly for both. Like they already have a good solution. They already have it functional. All they have to do is take what they already have and just apply it to placing the blocks too. And I think people will be perfectly happy with that. And I think it'll function really well. And they don't have to do all the extra stuff. Hold on, I got to look up something for Miss P really quick. She's got to get in the store. Please drop me some feedback on it. Do you guys just fully agree with that, or can you think of some like some roadblocks that would make that not work good? Ba, 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 ba. Okay, yep. Okay. I'm gonna move on from that, but if you guys want to go back to it because you have some thoughts or opinions, I'll jump back. Done a giant build, and I already am kind of annoyed with going through again to carve it. Yeah, I think it's one of those things. It's like an easy oversight because like as they're designing, like everything designed is really cool and makes sense. And even when I was watching all the videos they put out about it, I'm like, oh, I like that. Like this is all perfect. But then when you get in game, and especially you start playing in survival, it's just one of those things that you notice like kind of early on is like, oh yeah, like having to keep doing this is kind of annoying. Like I don't want to have to keep doing this. So yeah, I think just let us place down the sculpted blocks via the already selected sculpted block shape. That's it. It's so easy. It's the easiest solution, and it's probably the best one. And just in case like Stampy DMs me again, I need to follow him. And then hopefully he'll follow me back. And then that way I'll know when he sends me a message if he wants to keep doing it from there. Okay, so let's move on to sculpting. So we have some ideas of some shapes we want them to add. Walls. And you guys tell me too, would you want these to be sculpted shapes, or do you think it should be something you craft? I think these should be sculpted shapes because of how frequently you use them, and having to craft it means having to do a lot of extra stuff in your inventory that is just generally annoying, and it actually means you'll have less options. So wall blocks, fence gates, and a carpet layer. I think if all of those things are just part of this radial to some degree, make the radial a little bit bigger to fit more things in here. I think if they're part of that radial, instead of you having to like craft a fence gate out of like certain materials or something like that, and then like they're not going to make it. If they did that, they would make it to where not every block could be a fence gate. If you make it a shape, every block can be that shape. So if I want a fence gate made out of Orium, I want a fence gate made out of Orium. You know what I mean? I'd like a glass pane, but that goes on the wall will make my house not so small. I think I think you could probably do that. Like if they did a wall type block, if they did a wall type block, then I think that could kind of serve as a pane. But if you wanted something thinner, a pane, like I wouldn't be against a pane block. I don't think I'd be against a pane block. Add some shapes intended for trees, such as a smaller inner cylinder and square shape. So I like that. Add in some method of connecting certain shapes. So stairs, fences, walls. Like basically we need like connected textures like Minecraft has, where like it'll connect a wall and a fence together, or like there's a little bit of logic there that knows that like this is a wall block. It needs to hard connect to something else. And it'll do that automatic connection. Well, Reforjed, I think that's what we could do is like, right? So if you can sculpt the shape, so if let's say I could sculpt a carpet shape, like say this was the carpet shape, then you would be able to apply it to this part of the wall. And then like you could be able to apply it sideways too, I think. Like you could apply it on any plane because that's just how sculpted shapes work. I just came back. Did you add building custom train tracks and steam engines to your document? I have not, because that's going to be something that I'll get to when we talk about machines and I do feedback, feedback for machines or ideas for machines. So right now we're just talking about building and sculpting. Okay, so this would take care of all the extra shapes. I said, okay, add in connecting shapes. Ooh, hold on. Add the ability to sculpt relevant shapes on corners of blocks. That's corner sculpting. That would allow us to do the big important thing, I think, with corner sculpting more than any other shape is just going to be like a corner 45. But you could say also corners for the semicircle shapes as well. You wouldn't have a way to do a corner stair except for like the kind of Minecraft corner where it like connects two sides together, or a corner slab, because that's not a thing. But yeah, if you could corner these three shapes, I think that would feel really good. And it would give you a lot of options for detailing and for builds where you like build the actual structure itself on a 45-degree angle. I think that'd be cool. Okay, let's see what else I got. Make it easier to sculpt slabs on the bottom. Oh, this is a big one too. It's like if I place, like, let's say I place a block here and I want this to be a top slab. So the top part is slab and the bottom part's not. I don't have a way to do that because I can't select the underface without literally doing this. If I want to sculpt the bottom of something, I have to do this. So that's super annoying. This would, but here's one of the problems with the method that I'm talking about with being able to place blocks. Let's say I want to place a slab block down. How does it know that I want to place a bottom versus a top slab? I guess it could be like the Minecraft way, right? Like you could have like a block down, and then if I want to place a top slab, then I could click up there and then that would place it. If I want to place a bottom slab, I would click the bottom. I think that would be fine. Like you're going to have some minor pain points. It's just about like, what's the easiest way to get around those? I'd like ropes of different sizes for my bridge. Yeah, I think some type of like, that would probably be like a crafted thing. Like you craft a rope and then you can like click to anchor points. Almost think like a tripwire works on on Minecraft, and then like chain stuff together. Gee, I wonder if this version of the game is going to become lost when there's an update. Someone should consider keeping a copy to look over the files years later. Maybe we'd even find the forger. I don't know what they'll do. I mean, there's no way for me to keep a copy. It's just on the Xbox. When they push an update, it's going to update. Sure, they have many prior internal versions before this, but for this to be the first like external version of the game, yeah, it is kind of like a piece of history that hopefully gets preserved, at least internally, if not like giving us the ability to like version switch or something. Okay, so I think all of this is good. It makes sense for sculpting. And then my last part was just me kind of talking about needing limitations, like not giving in to people wanting 660 different shapes, and like just people are going to want more and more and more. People are always going to want more. You'll have people that if you give them the 660 shapes, then they're going to want to be able to break a block down into like 16ths and be able to keep or remove any little part of that they want. Like, you know what I mean? Like you have this infinite path that people will go down. It needs to not go down that path. Yeah. And I guess when it comes to like how would you make it so like if I have like, let's say I want to sculpt this into a slab, how do you do it to where you don't have to go under it? I think it's just like kind of like, you know how this tool works, where like it depends on where you're looking on the block. Like if I look below this point, it'll point down. If I look above this point, it'll point up. Like they already have that logic built into the system. So I think they can just build that into the sculpting. So like when I'm looking at it, if I look like down into like this square area down here, then it'll know like, oh, he wants to go under the block. If I look up here, it'll know, oh, he wants to go above the block. You know what I mean? So I think they just need that level, that logic to continue to like slabs. But a 3x3 mining grid you can unlock. The 3 tall ones feel kind of claustrophobic. I don't think so. Honestly, I barely like this because it just makes it too fast. Here's my thing, Mad Mike, that I have as my recommendation that I'm going to give to them eventually. It'll be with the tools. So I recommend that they have a pickaxe like tool that has an upgrade to it, where in the like mid game you can get the 3x3 mining like this, and maybe like really late game, I'm talking like Minecraft equivalent of like elytra and a beacon, like you get a pickaxe that could do the 3x3, but it would be a pickaxe, so it would only be able to do that to stones. And I would say it would be okay for it to do it to like gravel and dirt, basically anything you find underground, but it would only do it vertically. And then I would have a shovel that can do that horizontally too. Like I could get a shovel and it would like dig out like a big section if I wanted it to. But yeah, I'm fine with the 3 block and eventually maybe a 9 block being in the game, but it needs to be progression locked, not something that you start with. And I think they don't plan on keeping it in the game as a starting thing. And then the Omni tool, so kind of like what we have now, the whole like glove thing. If this is the Omni tool or something like it exists as an Omni tool, then I would say that the Omni tool needs to not have any of the extra big crazy features like 3x3 mining and stuff. The Omni tool should just be a convenient 1 block at a time tool. Minecraft is maddening in that there are limitations to certain shapes with certain block types. The WTF calcite? Oh, for sure. 100% agree with you, Golden. This is where Reforj is so good. Reforj is just so good because any block that you can get in the game can be shaped into any shape that exists in the game. That's awesome. That's how it should be. That's what Minecraft players want. So that's why I'm telling you, man, you're like, I'm thinking of like builders, like content creator builders, like Gemini Tay and Flip and Mythical Sausage and Pearl, like these types. When Reforj gets big enough to be on their radar and it's like worth it to them to like try out, and they get a lot of these like bigger kinks worked out, those creators, they're going to love this game. They are going to fall in love with this game. Okay, so let's like make our next steps in our feedback, which is I need to take this and I need to put it in a Word document that's a little bit better organized. You just can't get the diagonal shape, the grass yet, unfortunately. Well, I mean, if all we need is a diagonal 45-degree angle, I think that'll be fine. If we can apply a 45-degree angle on the corner of a block, dude, that's going to be great. That's all we need to do. That's like one of the biggest things. And I don't want like a special shape that looks like that. I just want to take the shape we already have and maybe just be able to apply it on that 45-degree angle. Okay. So, building and sculpting feedback. All right, let's do on the home screen. I am. Where is heading to? Okay. Block placement. Okay. First I want to summarize block placement. Block placement in Reforj as some cool and innovative. So let's be more professional. It has some convenient and innovative features that I love. The predictive placement where you can place a block above or to the side of another block without having to see that block face is incredible, and it functions perfectly in the game right now. The feature where I do have some features I would tweak when it comes to placing blocks that will be more convenient than what exists currently. They are listed below. Okay, so one. Also, if I pick up grass in the swamp, I want to be able to place it in a taiga and it look like swamp grass. Yeah, Golden, I was talking about that earlier, actually. Like how you have biome-specific grass colors. I was trying to think of how would you do that? Because I think what you don't want to do is you don't want to have a swamp grass block, a jungle grass block, a plains grass block, a taiga grass block, a snowy biome grass block, a desert. Like, I don't think you want to have a everything grass block because that just gets really annoying. So what if there's some kind, maybe it's even a tool, Golden. What if it's that? What, I don't know, some way to like make it so I can like if I just place a grass block, it's going to place as that biome's color that I'm in. But maybe either a tool that I could paint on like after the fact to change it, or a tool in the menu that like I can go to the grass block and say, hey, I don't want it to be this kind of grass block. I want it to be this kind of grass block. And you can change it in your menu and then place it as the other biome. Yeah, I think that would be good. I don't know what the best implementation is yet, but I do think it's something they should address. It's not like a top priority, but I think it's something that would set the game apart. It would be a point of comparison that when people compare Minecraft to Reforj, they'd be like, oh, but Reforj can do this. Did you know that you can get any biome's color grass and put it in any biome that you want? And people will be like, what? Oh my God, that's so cool. Like, you want people to have those moments. And I think that would be one of those moments. I do. I just don't know how I would do it. I like the idea of making a decent amount of things, especially stuff that doesn't feel necessary like that. Maybe part of like a tool in the game. Maybe you get some type of a tool slash, yeah, I would say some type of like a physical tool in the game that gives you the ability to change to transform grass type, some type of little like ray gun type thing that like scan, like you just click it on the grass and it like boop, it'll change it to whatever color you want to. Maybe there's a cost associated with it. Maybe there's not. I don't know. But it seems like it would be a cool specialty thing to have be like a physical tool in the game rather than just something that's built into the menus. But I would be fine with it if they did decide to build it into the menu. Why would I go to the other biome if I can just change it? Well, I mean, I guess that's the thing, right? Like, what are you trying? Like, what do you want? Because if your thing is, hey, I just like how the grass is greener in the jungle biome versus the biome I'm in, I just want this grass to be greener, then I think it'd be okay to let the player just make the grass greener. But if your aesthetic that you want is, I want my aesthetic to look like a jungle biome, sure, you could transform the biome you're in into a jungle biome. That's going to be a lot of work. So if you want to do it, go for it. Or you could just go build in the jungle biome. You know what I mean? And clear out a few trees or something. So I think it gives you options. Okay. So point number 1 for block placement. I need to make this a very concise thing. And hold on, because Miss P is like text me 1,000 things. Hold on. What is she saying? She has me. Her mom is shopping for TVs right now. Hold on. I need to look something up. Hold on. Not change the grass color, Mag. Go get the grass and place it somewhere else as a variation. Yeah, see, I don't see, that's the part I don't know that I like that, because then that means they'll have to have like what, 8 or 9 different types of grass blocks. And do we want to really convolute inventory in that way to where you have to have 8 or 9 different types of grass blocks? I don't know if that's a good idea. People play. Oh, okay. I think I already read that. Okay. All right. Sorry about that. Miss P hopefully is not distracting me anymore. Bad Miss P. Bad. All right. Where's my document here? Okay. So I need to word this good. Change the way block dragging works. Currently, if you hold the place button to drag blocks, the block positioning is locked to the player's position. So if you move up, down, left, right, etc., the block placing follows you. This works okay for creative mode, but is not beneficial for survival play. I would change this so to where once you click plus, once you hold the place button and place the second consecutive block, that all additional blocks be locked to that XYZ plane until you let go of the click button, of the place button. This would allow for this would cause many less mistakes in building in survival, where you are not always building from a flat area. I think that works. Okay, number 2. This is the sculpting shapes. Allow for placing sculpted shapes down. Stampy recently shared with me some options the Reforj dev team is exploring for this, with a potential cloning tool or a copy paste feature for block shape. As well as a reduced sculpting time that equals 50% of block breaking time. I think the new tools are not necessary and would add in a level of complexity on both your end and the player end that wouldn't solve this problem in a that wouldn't be as good of a solution as just using the current sculpted selection that you have in the game right now as also being the block that the shape that you place down when you place a block. Just using the existing selection for placing a block would be easy. It's already in the game. Players can easily understand it. And it would be the most convenient option. Additionally, I would keep the 50% faster sculpting time, as sculpting will likely still be used very frequently, even with the ability to place sculpted blocks. Also, I would make it also, you should be able to sculpt already sculpted blocks into any shape you want. Having to break the block, replace it, and sculpt it again is just a time-consuming annoyance that offers no gameplay benefit. Sculpting existing blocks would offer a better experience. I think that sounds good. Okay, so that's block placement. Sculpting. Okay, I think the current, let's just do this. The current sculpting system is, ooh, we should probably include this. We'll include this down here as like a point. I'll move that towards the end. The current sculpting system is one of my favorite things about Reforj thus far. It's easy to do and understand. And I believe any player of any skill level or age would be able to grasp it very easily. There are some additional shapes I would like to see added, but at the same time, I want to be cautious about adding too many options, as options can easily overwhelm people and can take away from the identity of the game. I'll explain this part later. Okay. Here, let's just like, I guess I won't push that down yet. Okay, so let's see. So 1, add shapes for walls, fences, fence gates, carpets, a thin slice of a block, maybe 1/16, maybe 1/8 to or 1/16 the size of the block. A cylinder, sort of like what we see in many trees in game currently, and a smaller inner square, or I guess we'll call it a rectangle, which could also be used for smaller pillar blocks or as squared tree branches, among other things. Okay. Add a logic system or of some sort for connected shapes. Things like walls, fences, and these smaller cylinder slash rectangle shapes we see in trees currently will need to be able to connect to each other. Or wait, how do I word this? How do I word this? Because this is going to be for like regular people to read too, not just the devs. So I want to make sure that whatever I write, people can understand. Many shapes, some existing, but mostly these newer recommended shapes will need the ability to connect, to change themselves to connect to other blocks. For example, putting a stair block in the corner of two other stair blocks would need that corner block to change its shape to connect the other two. Fence blocks, fence or wall blocks will need to be able to connect together, much like they do in Minecraft. And the cylinder blocks, cylinder shapes, would need the ability to connect together, much like you see in many of the smaller tree limbs in game now. Okay, I think it sounds good. Okay. Add the ability to sculpt relevant shapes from the corner of a block, giving us things like the 45-degree angle block being able to be formed, the 45-degree sculpted shape being able to be applied to a corner, much like some of the natural land generation does right now. Make it easier to sculpt slabs and maybe other blocks in positions that are difficult to do now. Example, place a block on the ground and use the slab shape, and try to make it a top half slab. To do so, you have to get underneath the block to remove the bottom half of it. You should be able to do this by selecting by hovering over your diagonal cuts could also be in slab form, by the way. Yeah, I know what you mean, like a vertical slab. This is true. But that could feel kind of weird though, TMO, because like it doesn't fully work. Cause like if I don't know if I can do this. Let's just pretend like it's a beautiful block in the game. Like, let's say I wanted to make this a slab. Like, you would be doing it here, cutting it here and here. Because it's got to have some thickness to it. It wouldn't work the same as like if you rotated it. Because what it would leave you with is like, if I were to look at top down, like let's say here, let's actually look at it from top down. That's easier, right? If I were to cut this into a slab, I would cut it here and here, which would actually not leave you with a flat faced slab. It would leave you with this like weird shape that would go like this. You know what I mean? Like you don't have, it's not flat. They could technically make it flat. Like, let's say I did this and then I had another block right here, you know, I cut this one like that too. And then I cut this part out. I cut this part out just like I cut this and this. They could make it to where maybe like it sees that and it like does a connected thing to where it like connects the textures. But I'm not 100% sold if I like that or not. I don't know yet. I might like it. One of the annoying things about Minecraft is it's really hard to build on a diagonal. So some people can kind of make it work, but it almost always looks ugly. And just thinking about Reforj, where's the game at? Just thinking about Reforj, like I guess I don't know of a way that you could do that in its current like implementation. Oh man, that did not work. Hold on, the sounds are delayed. Because ultimately you would want to be able to, like, if you want to build diagonal, a cool thing about Reforj would be being able to do that. And currently none of the shapes would allow you to build diagonally in any meaningful way. So I feel like if you were to do it in Reforj, you would do like a slab and on the corner. Again, you would have that like weird effect where if you wanted a flat face, it doesn't have this like weird tapering edge. Then what you'd have to do is have like a logic know that it needs to connect this slab to this slab. Otherwise, you have this weird point and you don't end up with a flat surface. You end up with a surface that has like these indentations in it. But yeah, I think you could apply it on the corner. I think I'd be okay with that. I think it would be like an identity, and it would help establish the identity of building in the game rather than detract from it. The 45 degree can do diagonal kind of. Well, I mean, not really. I mean, I guess kind of, right? Because what you're saying is, I guess it kind of can. Like, because you could do this, TMO. Look, like this. And then let's say you also wanted to have like the interior be that 45 degree as well. Like you would kind of have like a honeycomb type wall like this. That's just thicker. So you can kind of already build on a 45, but it's less restricted in Minecraft, but it is restricted some. Your 45 degree is going to be a 2 block depth rather than a 1. Use the ramp? What do you mean use the ramp? As an offset? Kramer, I don't know. But here's this is a 45. So like you can already do it with what's in the game. Just you end up with a full block thickness. Versus like if you do slab, you have a half block thickness. Yeah, see? You can make it a little thinner. I don't know how. If you wanted it to be like that. Oh, I know what you're saying. Oh, I see exactly what you're saying. Yeah, you can. Because you could do this. And then you could do like this. Oh, stupid torch. CTMO? Yeah, this works. This definitely works. Ooh. What did I do? What am I doing? Oh, is it because I didn't make them the same length? Anyways, you get the point. Like it definitely works. Ugh. Okay, what I was after, but yes, it does. No worries. Just remember Lego catalog. Yeah. I mean, that's just been one of my biggest. I'd have to think more of exactly what you're saying, but I guess my overall like reaction to add more will always be like, let's not add too much. Lego has a lot of stuff, which is cool, but we want Reforj, I think, to have its own identity and its own charm. So like certain, like just like having restrictions in the game of Minecraft to the blocks that we have available, it gives the game this charm, right? Like all of your roofs are always made out of stairs. They're not just these flat angles, and everything's a square. Everything's not a, like you don't have any circles. Like it gives the game such a cool, unique look that like everybody recognizes Minecraft at a glance. So I think you do kind of want to have that to some extent in a game like Reforj. The question is where. Yeah, that is the question. So I would say the where should always be a little bit more conservative. Like it's so hard to give something and then take it away versus add something new that fills a gap. So I would say early on, like we are now, less is more. And then if a parent needs a rise through lots of gameplay from lots of people, and it's apparent that adding this one thing in will be a huge benefit to the game, then that's when you add it. But I say you want to start out with less initially. Okay, I'm back to my feedback. To do so, you have to get underneath the block. You should be able to do this by hovering, by having the cursor over the lower fourth of the block, similar to how the multi-mine tool works now, with deciding with having the slope you mine go up or down. Better example. An example will be shown in the video, in the attached video. Okay. Okay, so we have a section about sculpting, and we have a section about block placement. Our last section needs to be about, it's just going to be me emphasizing the need for those limitations, like I was just talking about with TMO. So I really want to make sure that we don't go too far. If I was somebody on the dev team, I would be that guy that questions everything. Like, oh, I know you want to do this extra feature, but like, do we need it? Like, let's slow down a little bit. Like, I'm the guy that pumps the brakes, because again, once you open Pandora's box, you can't close it again, at least not easily. So you don't want to open Pandora's box too much. Okay. Heading 2. The need for limitations. Okay. Reforj is becoming such a great game. Reforj is shaping up to be a great game because it's removing a lot of building limitations that a lot of players might be used to. But with that being said, limitations can still be a good thing. Limitations can help define the look and reputation of a game. And then we'll put in parentheses here. Think how everybody knows a screenshot is from Minecraft at just a glance. It has a recognizable style to it. Game look and style. Reputation. Okay, well, I think we'll leave it like that. Not too many shapes that they can have a creative plus mode. Yeah, again, I don't even think like Creative Plus is like, I think like what you've heard about Creative Plus Reforged is like, that's kind of like their internal tool that has everything unlocked for them. I don't think the whole Creative Plus thing will be a feature that's available to everybody. That's something that anybody can go in. It would be something that's more like a tool that is used for like modders / content, like map makers and stuff like that, maybe, but not something to where your average person would maybe even have access to it. I don't know. We'll have to see what they do, but that's just kind of my like feel of it. I think how everybody knows the screenshots from Minecraft at just a glance. It has a recognizable style to it. Okay. Reforj should always carefully consider and err on the side of not adding more shapes to the game without heavy consideration. As the saying goes, less is more. And I think that saying definitely applies to Reforj in many ways. Limiting the number of available shapes will make the game easier and more accessible to new players, casual players, and younger / older players who decide to pick up the game to play, to try out. Limitations, as we have seen in games like Minecraft, can lead to some pretty interesting and innovative solutions to get around restrictions that exist. These sorts of innovations can help define a game and establish a instantly recognizable style. I hear a lot of Minecraft players playing old Minecraft saying it's better because of less blocks, especially when they only use the same blocks every update anyways. Yeah, I mean, for sure. I mean, that's probably like a smaller subset of players. Like most people like the updates and like new stuff being added. And, you know, Reforj can do a big update. Imagine, you know, that could be a big part of an update, like where they see like, oh man, like so many people would really like this one shape being added. So like a new sculpted shape could get added in an update, and that'd be a huge thing. And instantly recognizable style. Okay. I did list several different, here, I'm going to do a new paragraph. I listed several additional shapes that I think fill in some fill in a number of functions, fit in a number of, fill in a number of gaps that I think are missing in building currently. Beyond those shapes, wait, after adding these shapes in the game, I think it would be a great idea to let what exists currently be all that is available. Let what shapes exist currently be all that is available for a while. Let people use, build, and design cool things with the current set of shapes, and analyze feedback about sculpting, and look at the builds people are making and see if any feedback arises that brings that collectively leads to a specific new shape being needed to help fit and forge that identity that the game is looking to have. I think something like that sounds pretty good. Okay. Ugh. All right. So what did I put up here? Oh, I said I was going to move this into sculpting. So let me take this out. Okay. I'm going to have to modify this a little bit. Add the ability to be able, wait. Add in the ability to be able to sculpt already sculpted blocks. This way players do not have to break a block and replace it down to sculpt it again. This would be a great convenience feature that would help players with their builds without detracting from the gameplay loop. Okay. I think that feels good. Okay, let me just space this out a little bit better. I think that's good. Okay, I think actually everything's pretty well. I'll bump this down a line. Now for the fun part of review. Where is it? Spelling and grammar. Reforj, ignore all. Block face. 2 words. They are listed below, needs a period, etc. We could ignore that. This works okay for creative mode. It wants to take my comma out. I would change this to where you hold the place button, where once you hold the place button. Okay, sure. Allow for, no, this one I want to ignore. Ignore that. Some existing, wait, many shapes, some existing. Okay, ignore that. For example, oh, would I do double space there? Okay, so that's spelling. What else does it say is wrong? An error on the side of caution. Grammar. Mutations, as we have seen in games like Minecraft, can lead to some pretty interesting. I think it just wants to change it to interesting. Create a comma. On the attached video. Period. Loop period. Innovative solutions to get around restrictions that exist. The restrictions that exist. Okay, sure. Clarity. They are listed below. Currently, no suggestions, no suggestions. Okay. All right, let me save this. Save feedback documents for Reforj. Block placement / sculpting. And sculpting. Save. There, do it. Okay. Super cool. You know what I'm noticing? Oh, it did happen. Never mind. Okay, I see it. Okay. So next thing we'll have to do, I think we'll do like a short break, just kind of walk around for a minute. Maybe a few minutes, stretch my legs some because I'm getting a little antsy sitting here. Is we need to record a video to go along with this feedback document. And then we'll submit the whole thing officially. Also, I need to, I think I have to pick up the kids from school today. So man, actually I need to leave and do that in like 45 minutes. Maybe now, well, a little bit more than 45 minutes. Maybe now is a good time to end stream. And then I'll probably record this separately tonight, submit it, and then in the morning, we'll get back on again. And I want to do like maybe some other like mini feedback pieces. that we'll just submit straight to the feedback portion of the Discord rather than doing like a big document on it. Like there'll be smaller topics. I think that's going to be the plan, guys. So I think on that note, I'm going to go ahead and call it a stream for today, and I will gladly see you guys tomorrow morning. I don't know if Miss P might get on tonight for Fortnite. I don't know. I guess it depends on when I get home. I might get home too late for my son's practice, so I don't know if we'll do that or not. But worst case, you guys will see me back tomorrow morning for some more Reforj. Thanks for hanging out, everybody. I appreciate y'all, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.